aka Geeks.
Hey everybody, welcome to AKA Geeks. This is real news. I'm your host Sean. Let's get right into it, you guys. So this past week at CinemaCon in Las Vegas, a lot of news came out. I grabbed up some headlines that really caught my attention. First and foremost, the biggest one that caught my attention was that Aaron Sorkin, in a conversation, an interview with comicbook.com, stated that he has meetings planned for this week with Marvel and DC. And now I'm paraphrasing what he said, but essentially he said that he has meetings with them. He's looking forward to going there and respectfully letting them know that he's never read a comic book before because he's never been exposed to them, and that hopefully he's hoping that they will show him a character that will make him want to just go home and just dive right in and learn everything there is about that character so he can come back with a project with a script. I am totally down for this with him jumping into this universe, whether it's with Marvel or DC. I think he's an amazing writer, and the stuff that he's put out there as a writer is amazing. It's just, there's something to the way he writes, and he definitely has a specific style. So if you like his stuff, if you've seen his stuff, I mean, you definitely can recognize it, and it's clearly it's head and shoulders above a lot of other people. So I'm totally cool with him doing this. Now, because we're so far in the MCU, I don't know if it necessarily will be Marvel. I mean, I don't know if they would necessarily be like, hey, go on out there, do what you gotta do, whatever you wanna do. Unless you're talking about something that's clear cut for phase 4, phase 5, the next phase, whatever, after Infinity War, where you're starting off fresh and you don't have too many things holding you in. I think it could go really well with him with DC, because they are still trying to figure some things out, and they still haven't even shown us some properties that he can totally put his thumbprint on. And I think it would be very, very smart of DC to try to get him to jump onto one of their bigger name guys that they're trying to bring into the DCU, show their best side, and get him on. Man, that would be great for DC. This is big news, I think. Aaron Sorkin trying to throw his hat in the ring for comic book movies, superhero movies, some of the biggest genre of movies there is out there right now. And so, yeah, this is really cool and interesting news. Now, sticking with comic book news, Amy Pascal, she used to work with Sony. She was one of the head top dogs. She's actually still a producer on everything that's Spider-Man right now. I don't know about future ventures, but for the most part, she's producing Spider-Man Homecoming. She's gonna be having some kind of say in the cartoon, the animated film that's gonna be coming out. And then I'm assuming that she's some way, in some role, is a producer on Avengers Infinity War, because Spider-Man's in there, as well as the sequel to Homecoming. She had an interview and she stated, and I'm paraphrasing again, that it's amazing what Disney, Marvel, and Sony has done with, you know, sharing a character like Spider-Man. Nobody else has ever done this before. It's unheard of. And she said, and that's why, you know, it's hard to keep this going for such a long time. And it's been implied and stated previously that the contract for this deal with those 3 studios it ends after Spider-Man Homecoming sequel. I don't know what that's going to be called. I don't know if they're going to keep the Homecoming in there, but it ends after the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, is she throwing it out there to be negative? Is she throwing it out there to, you know, stir the pot? What is she doing? I have no clue. I do think it's in the best interest of Sony to keep this contract good with Marvel and Disney, because if Sony now goes off on their own, they take Spider-Man back, now they have to deal with putting out good movies that people want to go see that are Spider-Man. And I imagine that Marvel wants to keep Spider-Man there too, because that just enhances their draw, their appeal. I am sure that Marvel has contingency plans for their universe if this deal isn't worked out. I'm sure that they know exactly where they're going to go, who they're going to use to fill that void left by Spider-Man in some type of fashion. I'm sure they have contingency plans for that. Hopefully it is renewed, because with Marvel, Feige overlooking this whole Spider-Man, you know, fiasco Sony has, it's helped them a ton. It's helped both of them. So I definitely want to see this continue in the long run. And the final bit of news that came out of CinemaCon this week is that Disney announced Wreck-It Ralph 2, which is titled actually Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Instead of just Wreck-It Ralph 2 or Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet, something along those lines, make it a little bit more condensed. They chose the really long version of it. So yeah, I'm excited for this because, and take what I say regarding this film with a grain of salt, because I have not seen the first one. I haven't seen the first one. I've heard amazing things about it. For some reason, I just haven't gotten around to watch it. It's not on Netflix. as far as I've been able to look for it, it's never been on Netflix. I've never seen it on Netflix, and I've never seen it on TV. I need to go out of my way to go get this film, to rent it, to watch it. So I'm sorry I haven't watched it, but everything I've ever heard about this film is that it's amazing. It's amazing. So I need to see the first one. And now that the second one is going to focus more on an interactive, multiplayer, internet-based plot setting, oh yeah, definitely. We're more at that point now with video games where everything's online. So this is a genuine, something that's natural, a natural evolution of the series, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hear more news about it. I definitely need to go see the first one. Don't kill me for it, but I'm happy about this. Last bit of news this week, you guys, it's rumor mill stuff. It's been said that Joss Whedon, director of both Avengers films, Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, is in talks, and he's closing in on a deal to direct, write, and produce a Batgirl film. That's great. He is known for being able to develop and create strong female leads, strong female characters, and you definitely see it in his work in the past with Buffy, was it Alias, and in the Avengers with the women in there, with Black Widow. So I definitely like this. I definitely want to see what's going to come with this. I want to see if it actually happens. I would definitely be all for it. The other thing I want to know is this Batgirl film going to be connected to the DCEU, or is it going to be its own, by itself, standalone film? I definitely want to know that more. This is cool, exciting news. I can't wait to hear more about this. Alright guys, now on to the trailer segment. This week there are 4 trailers that caught my attention. First off was the Justice League trailer. This one, it shows a lot more of the action in the film, a lot more of the characters specifically. Everybody's saying that there's a lot more Wonder Woman out in front in this one, and I think that's obvious. That's happening because you got Wonder Woman coming up, obviously. I definitely like that they definitely showcased Aquaman, Jason Momoa's character, and they show that he's not going to be, any pushover or anything like that. So that was cool. Then you get to see some Cyborg, and there's some complaints about Cyborg, and I get it. Hopefully that'll be a little bit, touched up before the movie comes out. I mean, we got over eight months till it comes out, and then they showed some Batman stuff. It's good action. I'm definitely excited. They didn't really give you too much of the story. So they're not going to ruin anything. I like it. Keep it coming. Don't give us too much more after this. I think we're at that point now where maybe a month, 2 months before the film comes out, give us one final trailer, and then maybe a few 30-second TV spots where they focus on one little instance in a scene or something. So I really enjoyed this trailer. It was really fun. I had a good time with watching it. Second trailer that caught my attention this week is Spider-Man Homecoming. This is the second trailer for Spider-Man Homecoming, and this one shows you a lot more of the story. It's like a more condensed version of the movie, but at the same time, it's very paint by numbers of what the trailer is, so it possibly could be actually, safeguarding us from other intricate story points. This trailer shows more action. I'm definitely excited for this film. They don't need to show me anymore. It's coming out, I think, in May. I'm fine, or June. Don't show me anymore. I'm good. I don't need to see anymore. I'm going to try to avoid all future Spider-Man Homecoming trailers until the film comes out. Next up was a new trailer for Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Now, the trailer, I've said before that, it looks weird. It reminded me of Jupiter Ascending, and I don't know if that's a good thing to do that because Jupiter Ascending was crap. It's so colorful. It's by Luc Besson. He did a few other movies, Fifth Element, some stuff like that. It definitely has that kind of sound to it and has that vibe to it. This one also tells you more about the story, which I'm very happy about because before this, the trailers before it didn't tell you much about the story, and it was very difficult to understand what's actually going on. So now I have a better idea. I have more of an understanding for it, and I'm hoping that when the movie comes out, it doesn't just flop. Hopefully it's a good film. This one helps encourage me that it could be. And the final trailer that caught my attention this week is It. This is a remake based on the miniseries based on the book by Stephen King. And this one is kind of freaky. It's based around a bunch of kids. I'm not a big fan of a lot of movies and shows that are depending on child actors. But Stranger Things, I liked it. Not a big fan of it, but the kids did well. If this one could do as well as Stranger Things did, I'll be happy with it. It looks a little freaky. Some of the stuff they show at the back end of the trailer really gets your heart going, gets your little goosebumps going on the arms. So I want to see more about this. I've never seen the original It because when that came out, I was too young to really watch that, or my parents weren't going to let me see that. So I need to go back and check that out, see what that's like, or read the book. I don't know. I have a hard time reading a lot of the time just because my mind is all over the place. So yeah, those are the trailers that came out this week that caught my attention. Now on to the in-theaters segment. This week in theaters, there are two movies that have my attention. First off is Ghost in the Shell. This one's starring Scarlett Johansson, and I really have no clue what this movie's about other than Scarlett Johansson was probably a human at one point, and she wakes up as an android or a biotic kind of person, and she thinks that they saved her because that's what they tell her, but possibly that they didn't save her. They killed her and now are using her as a weapon. And then there's more to it, but I don't pay attention to the anime. I never read it. I don't know if it's even a readable format or a viewable format. I have no clue about it, and I've always said that. But there are interesting aspects to this film, so I definitely am interested in it. I don't think I'll be seeing this in theaters. Probably be waiting for this one on Redbox. Also, another movie that's coming out this weekend is Boss Baby. This one looks like crap. I'm not really looking forward to it. If you have kids and they're young, great movie to take the kids to. I don't think I'll be seeing this, not even on Netflix. If I had kids, I most definitely would be seeing this film. But since I don't, I lack that interest in it. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have kids. Go check out this film. You know, let me know what you guys think. Tell me, am I missing the point here with this? So yeah, let me know. Alright guys, so that's it for Real News this week. Remember to click the like, share, subscribe buttons down below. Leave your comments, questions, suggestions in the comment section. Let's have a great conversation about all the topics I covered today, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.
AKA Geeks.